and the seconder that if this committee recommends that this document go forward to the Parish Council for acceptance.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take a vote on that. Can I see all those in favour? Please, 4. And 1 abstention. Thank you very much. Okay. Item 73, to review a recommendation for adoption of a habitual and vexatious complaints policy for Ackworth Parish Council, which obviously relates back to the page that we inserted into the recommending for insertion in the Freedom of Information policy. So Gemma, do you want to tell us about this, please?
Yeah, so again, as I've mentioned, I've been doing a review of policies, what we do have, what we don't have, what's best practice, what other councils are using currently. This is literally a download from my RCA. As you can see at the top, it says whichever parish council because it's a template. And again, you know, for reasons that we've already mentioned as part of the Freedom of Information, you would hope that you wouldn't need to use this. But I'd just like to draw on a point that Councillor Hall made earlier, is that we do have a number of residents and we do have a very small team, and it's only myself that works full time that deals with incoming inquiries, and it's important that every resident has a voice. So if we did find ourselves in a situation where we would need to use this policy, I think it's best practice to have it in place should we need to call upon it. But we do have obviously our normal standard complaints procedure, which would be the go-to policy, and then this would be a secondary policy.
Okay. Anybody want to say anything about this?
I suppose the only thing that I thought is that if in paragraph...
Oh yes, and carry out in numbering, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's literally just a download template.
Sorry, Susie, sorry.
That's okay. In paragraph 5 on page 1.
Where it begins, where the clerk is of the view.
Yes,
Yeah.
that if one were being complained about, that we should not be on the complaints committee.
But complaints against councillors don't go to the complaints committee. Complaints against councillors must be done under the code of conduct, and the complaint must be made to the monitoring officer at Wakefield Council.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as we have learned from experience during the last council, having set off down the wrong road and then had to change the road we were on. So, yeah.
That's
Okay, that's about that. It's hard to get it straight in your mind what deals with what. Okay, there's no more comments. Would somebody like to make a proposal on this?
For the other ones that we take this forward to the council councillors.
Okay,
Suggested.
that's proposed by Caroline that we take it forward to the full parish council, recommendation that it's accepted by the full parish council. Is that seconded? Seconded by Sharon. Thanks, Sharon. And see all those in favour, please. 4. Any against? Abstention, Susie? Thank you very much. 7.3. To receive a quarterly report from the clerk on outstanding requests in relation to complaints, FOR requests and DSAR requests within the last month. Martin, could you just see if you could open that window? I couldn't
Yes,
just drive on that one, I couldn't do it. Thanks. Perhaps I should take my woolly jumper off.
That's how we're
Oh, perhaps the lot.
I think the lot.
I'll take the jumper off. I think I'm decent beneath it. So, yes, sorry. Carry on, Jim.
So this is a new agenda item that we've not previously had. I think it's really important that councillors see anything that we've got coming into the office that's of a formal nature, so that all councillors can keep a track of anything really that comes under freedom of information, subject access requests, get my teeth back in, or that have been classified as a formal complaint. More so to know what the team are on with, time constraints of the team, things like that. and just to keep a check of if we're on time with responding to things, because one of the things that I have noticed coming into the role is that the main bulk of my day at the moment is taken up with a backlog rather than working in the current. So hopefully this transparency to all councillors and some of the things that we're working on currently will help with that processing and getting back to residents as quickly as possible, getting things onto the website, getting things out there so that it can flow a lot more smoother basically, so we can serve our community in the best possible way. I have produced this report, so this is my own personal tracker, it's not a policy or anything like that. And what this gives you is an overview of what's come in since the 15th of May or been resubmitted since I've started rolling on the 15th of May. It tells you the current status and it's colour coded, and you can see where we've responded to it within time and where we haven't for whichever reason. Due to data protection, I have taken away any detail that means that you could identify the recipient, because obviously that's not the point of this report. And what I will ask is I'll hand these out, but because this is operationally sensitive, if you could hand them back to me afterwards. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry. Is there enough over there?
Yeah, a couple of extras.
Okay.
Thank you. So this is to receive more so, but I'm happy to obviously go into any further details just to give that overview.
Yes, Martin?
Just want to comment to say I think it's a good addition. I think it gives us a good overview of things, and it's very straightforward, and it explains the reasons for delay and so on. And yeah.
And it gives us a picture of
Yeah.
what staff are dealing with in this complaints and FOIs, doesn't it? Any other comments, questions? Obviously, as Gemma said, we can't identify, give you anything that's going to identify anybody.
My aim is to have it green by the next meeting.
Okay, are we happy to note that?
Thank you.
Thank you, thanks for the work that you and the other staff are doing, Gemma.
Thank you.
on this. Okay, to receive, do we have a time limit on this committee?
It is the meeting level still about the same, so it's...
Oh, it's we won't be here for 2.25 hours, no way. I don't want to be here for 2.25 hours. To receive a proposal from the clerk on options to improve response times where policy is regulated by law, and to propose recommendations where required to the full council. So, Gemma.
Yeah, so this goes on in the same spirit about getting to a point where we are responding within the time frame and providing our community with the information they need. What I would like to do here is I would like to contact the ICO as the Data Protection Officer, and I would like to explore with them what we can do to speed things up and to get back to people quickly. So it's more so to give recommendation to be able to instruct me as clerk to form that partnership directly with ICO to make sure that we're in best practice with them and take on board any of their recommendations.
Okay, just speed things up. Okay. And so, where would... So you're proposing, we say to you, yes, you can contact the ICO, and then you'll bring a report of your conversation, a proposal, back here?
Yeah,
the next F&GP meeting. Right, okay. Anybody want to say anything on that? Are we all happy that we...
I'll suggest that we'll put that forward.
Okay.
Seems
So
reasonable.
to propose, is that seconded? Let's do it formally, seconded by Susie, thank you. We're all happy with that? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Item 8. To receive and note a report on the annual health and safety report and to propose recommendations to the full council. just
run through
please,
this. So we had our annual health and safety report. This is what it looks like. So I've got a copy. It's very, very detailed. It's across all of our sites. The guy was here all day from the company that does it, and included in the pack, again, just to save trees, is the recommendation page. So these were the areas that he recommended that we should look at within the next 12 months. So there isn't anything that's critical there. There are some quick wins. So, for example, our caretaking team are able to replace the grates to the back car park, and window restrictors to be fitted to the windows in this building, so we can go out and do that straight away. The one that would need a bit more planning is around the rear car park, so we would have to get somebody out to do quotes on that.
Okay, straightforward. We're happy to receive that.
Yeah, receive it.
I'm very impressed that we get 184.
Yeah, that's good.
What did you say,
I'm
Karen?
very impressed that
You
that
don't
document
understand.
gives us this.
No. I'll try and make it as easy as I can.
Okay, so we're happy to receive it and recommend its acceptance to the council. Thank you. To review 2024 Christmas tree and light installation budget, and where required to propose recommendation to the full council. Notes. Okay, so in your notes you'll see that the 2023 budget, which I explained earlier, was a projection forward that the software did, because we did because of those staffing issues. The budget is 10k. The 2022 cost was 16,000. So obviously the software just must have projected against the previous year's budget and not the previous budget allocation, not the previous year's actuals, I presume. So what we need is a recommendation for increasing that budget and by what amount, or a recommendation about that budget. Martin.
Can I just get a little bit of clarity? So this specific budget item, is this about the actual Christmas lights that are on the lampposts, which is obviously, like, it's almost like a bill that we get from Wakefield Council, they've got something?
Trees and lights, I believe.
Yes, so it's just the lights and the trees. So it's, to some degree, the Christmas lights are kind of, yes, we put forward the budget and yes, we accept it, but I mean, every council had a delayed bill sent through to them. I think it was 2022, to be fair. So it was a bit like, I think it was a bit of an unknown at the time of the budget when it was put together as well. In terms of the little trees, that isn't our cost, because that's something that we pay for from first impressions. So we do have some more direct control over that.
Gemma,
What I would just like to add is we were under on the hanging baskets. So again, with the projection, like you say, with the software, the hanging baskets are obviously done, they're costed for, and they're in that budget sheet we looked at earlier. We hit 53%, so we have got 47% within that that's available that could go towards this.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I know we do winter baskets as well, don't we?
Yeah.
So what you're saying, we have no real control over what that spend is?
In terms of, like, we either have Christmas lights or we don't, but we kind of be the only village without Christmas lights.
But we don't,
kind
other
of,
than that, we can't control how much they spend.
I'm trying to, because don't get me wrong, I don't particularly like the long dangly things, and I'm trying my best to, like, challenge to get something sparkling, a drum or something like that. But yeah, to a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't give a budget from WDC and say this is how much it might cost you this year.
Yes, I'm just thinking of something. Sorry, interrupted Susie. Sorry, let me just, Harry, say that again, would you please?
Well, I was just surprised that WDC don't say to us it'll cost you. It's all a bit vague.
I've not received anything yet, so that is outside of my knowledge as to how that process happens with WMDC.
Thinking back to what I was saying about how the budget's set and about, I mean, and this is not something that, Gemma would necessarily know, but that's the sum of money and We didn't discuss it before, did we? Before I should have looked in more detail and maybe discussed it with you before, so I do apologise about this. But if 10k is in the 2023 budget, we cannot overspend on our budget as set. We've got the bottom line figure. So if more money is to be, and what we can agree on for this year is if we're spending more on Christmas lights, I think we just spend it. We just agree if we decide we're going to do that. It'll show us an overspend, but as long as the bottom line of the budget balances, it doesn't show an overspend, we're all right. But the way the budget's set, it's set to balance, and we can't make adjustments in the year that would then send it over. It's we can't add another 16k to the total.
Yeah, so I can't add that, but it would show as an overspend, which is why I've popped it on here because we're coming up to Christmas.
I see.
We do still have time if I need to go away and find more information. From WMDC and things like that. Hence why I was trying to get on an early agenda because it'll be Christmas soon.
Okay. So, what do we want to do? Do we want more information?
I think so.
Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex sounds big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
A figure, presumably is possible. Sorry, Sharon.
You might just pluck a figure to fill a hole in there.
So that's a WMDC light installation figure.
And also agreement as to when they're going to send that bill through. Because I know that I think there was 1 year where basically we got 2 bills because they hadn't billed for the previous year, and then we're sort of like, and I think one town council actually refused to pay.
They did.
Good.
A big
So
council.
we'd like a bit of information as to how that's done, so we can organise ourselves better. Because I think it is a bit of a sloppy item, but equally we don't want. It's an event in the village which quite a lot of people attend, so we can't not do it. We don't want to be the only village that doesn't have a light switch on, do we? Go to Featherstone, go to Darrington, go anywhere else.
Obviously, when we're preparing for 2024,
Yes.
send that to get the figure on the paper, a bit more realistic. So is that all right as a course of action? Everybody happy with that? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
10. To retrospectively recommend the free of charge hire of the Bracken Hill Centre for the Allotment Association allotment open day held on the 5th of August 2023. So basically they've had the event and they're saying, please will you not charge us for the Bracken Hill Centre?
Definitely recommend it.
I would.
That's great.
Do you all agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's quick and easy. Next one, similar vein, to recommend free of charge room hire for packed meetings. Which is, I'm just going to think, what's it stand for? Something communities, police and, go on Martin. Martin's got it written down, does he know?
No, I was just going to say, obviously it's a public meeting of which...
Isn't it stand for police and community together or something
Yes.
like that?
It's certainly something like that, and obviously it's for the best of the public and lets everyone know what's going on, essentially.
So it's open to all members of the public, and you weren't at the last full parish council, Carolyn, but there was some discussion there in the packed meetings in general, and so it's possible that at the next meeting we'll name a councillor who will attend. We expect to attend on behalf of the parish council, maybe 1 or 2. But anyway, that should be something that's discussed at the next parish council meeting. Okay, so yes, I'll be happy to let them have the room free of charge. Thank you. 12, to review the option of implementing a preferred supplier list for general maintenance works and to propose recommendation to the full council. Jenna.
Yeah, so this one's come about where it's low level, so you don't necessarily need to go out to get the 3 quotes because it's just general maintenance. It might be a light that's flickering and the caretakers can't fix it because of obviously being electrical work. And it's about if we, again, it's a recommendation, we have a preferred supplier list that we review on a regular basis that take care of low-level general maintenance. It allows us to go to them straight away rather than a delay of coming back through committees and then through councils and then it being a month or so before a flickering light can be fixed, for example.
Okay. I think what's forming in my mind is the process for getting people onto the list, and at somewhere within the workings of our council, that list has to be approved, doesn't it, by somebody. So maybe if we agree with it in principle, can we, well, I want to ask you if you agree with it in principle, and if you agree that a recommended list is brought back to the next GP meeting. Is that enough time? And if it's not, you can say so.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we all happy to agree there?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, to review charge rate for Cardiff Plainfield in pavilion hire and to propose a recommendation to the full council. You've got a paper there, paper number 13. So, and I know that I can't remember, can you, Martin, how we set our charges in relation to Wakefield and or other.
My understanding was we sort of like, so previously, the previous clerk had check out what other similar facilities were being rented out at and bring back a sort of recommendation, and it'd be like Wakefield Council charge this, such and such private company charge that, and then the committee made a decision each time on that. The only comment I would make is because the pavilion is underused,